I knew that I had to make sacrifices to get where I wanted to go. I knew that I had to sacrifice some of my social life. I knew that I had to sacrifice watching movies and watching YouTube and scrolling through social media, and giving up on all those things allowed me to climb to the top of the class. They allowed me to graduate as one of the highest performing students in the university. They got me to where I am today. And that's what you have to decide. If you want to graduate at the top of your class, if you want to get the best scholarship or the best graduation job, you've got to embrace sacrifice. Because it takes sacrifice. That's what it takes to be great. Any kind of success that you'll experience in your life will take sacrifices. Whether it's with your education, your graduate job, your career, business, personal relationships, everything. You need to be willing to go the extra mile. Someone who wakes up early, goes to the gym, walks into the empty library while everyone else is still sleeping. You will get tired, but if you have a strong enough reason, you will find the strength to push through. Why are you different than all the other people in your class who are trying to achieve exactly the same as you? What makes you stand out from them? What makes you deserve it more than they deserve it? Somebody's waiting for you to give up. Somebody's waiting for you to fail. So don't just talk about your hustle. Don't just talk about how much you're studying. Actually, go ahead and study. And if you're doing well at school or university, if you're doing more than the group of friends you hang around with, if you're getting better grades than them, if you're doing more to move yourself forward than they are, it's easy to fool yourself that you're working your full potential. But it depends. It depends where your group of friends have set the bar. Let me explain. If you run the 100-meter sprint with a group of people that can't run as fast as you, of course you'll win, quite easily. It wouldn't take much effort, but if you run against people that are much faster than you might come 6th or 7th place or even last, but it would push you and inspire you to run faster. It would make you push that little bit more. Instead of training 3 days a week, you might start training 5 days a week, and it doesn't matter that you came in last place, your time will be faster. And that's why you need to surround yourself with people that are better than you. It's these people that will pull you up and encourage you and motivate you. There's a quote, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, because their characteristics and habits and ways of doing things will rub off on you. If your friends are all letting life pass them by and they don't prioritize their studying, then it's likely that that behavior will rub off on you too. It's one of the single biggest improvements you can make to your life, to evaluate and, if necessary, upgrade the people you spend the most time with. As Will Smith once said, as a child, my parents always told me you can be whatever you want to be, you can do whatever you want to do, but I didn't totally believe it. Yet I went out into the world and I carried myself and I held my head high and I stood there and I looked people in their eyes and I talked to people as if I was deserving of all the things that this planet had to offer. Confucius said one time, he who said he can and he who said he can't is both usually right. So ask yourself this, have you made the necessary sacrifices? What do you want to be remembered for? I hope you want to be remembered for someone who gets results, for someone that gets good grades, for someone that has their health in check, for someone who has their financial situation in check. Jocko Willink mentioned in his podcast a couple of years ago the word motivation. It doesn't really mean what we think it means. We think it means that we're fired up to do something. We think it means that we have the self-discipline to make the necessary sacrifices in our life. We think that it means that we're eager and passionate to make something happen. And we think that somehow we should just be able to turn that eagerness and turn that passion on. But you can't. You can't just turn on passion. You can't just turn on the desire to study. It just doesn't work that way. And honestly, that isn't even what motivation means. Motivation doesn't mean to motivate and to scream and to encourage. To motivate actually means to provide a motive, a reason why. So to motivate someone is to explain to them why they're studying, why they have that assignment and exams that they're graded on, how it will help them, where it will take them, why they should continue to study and to work and to fight. And when you need motivation for yourself, don't look for someone to scream and yell. Don't look for someone else to give you motivation. But look at yourself. Look at yourself and remind yourself why. Why are you doing what you're doing? And remind yourself that this struggle, this temporary fight that you're in, This is what will allow you to achieve incredible grades. So then he brings us to the question, why are you studying? Why does it matter whether or not you pass an exam? How can it help you in the real world? Because it's a huge misconception that school or university is irrelevant for real world success. It is necessary to build up the knowledge learned by generations, because the more knowledge you have, the more aware you are and the better decisions you make. It helps you build up the self-discipline that is absolutely essential for success. You learn to push yourself to do things when you don't necessarily want to do them, because when you start working, it's going to be exactly the same. There'll be things that you don't want to do, but the people with a driven mindset will push through them and do them anyway. So it's up to you to do something. It's 100% on you. We are all products of our own choices. Our exam grades are the products of our own choices. Our financial position is the product of our own choices. Circumstances only define you if you let them. Every decision you have made has led you to the situation that you are in right now. So, do you like where you are now? Can you go further? Can you make more sacrifices? Can you improve your grades further? Can you improve your exercise or your diet further? There's no reason why you can't have everything you want in your life. You want to earn $1 million within a few years of graduating? You absolutely can. You want to become a world-renowned doctor or lawyer or surgeon? You can. There's no reason why you can't have everything that you dream of. You just have to practice extreme self-discipline. Keep improving yourself every single day, set goals, commit to them, and take consistent action. So recognize that your excuses are not valid. You have the time, you have the intelligence, you have the skills and the knowledge and the support and the discipline to get your studying done. So begin to live the life that you've always wanted. Start taking action now. There are no shortcuts. Push yourself, improve yourself, be the person that you know that you can be. I like how Will Smith puts it. He said that 99% of people are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. They're not willing to make the sacrifices. And the world is so competitive and challenging, yet you're making yourself weaker. You're making yourself an easy victim for failure as soon as you graduate. Because the financial stability doesn't go to those that procrastinate every day. The health and well-being doesn't go to the people that are too lazy to go to the gym or eat healthily. You are stopping yourself from getting what you dream, because these habits that you pick up through your education is these habits that are going to stay with you for the rest of your life. The center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline. Something as simple as eating when you need to eat and drinking when you need to drink. You don't procrastinate when you need to eat, right? So your studying should be the same. Every day we are making decisions that don't line up with our own end goals. Yet we keep doing it and doing it, even though in the long term, it's destructive. And if you've never been a disciplined person, now is the time to start. And it's not as bad or as hard as you think. The word sacrifice has negative connotations. It's often seen as a punishment or a painful experience. And I'm not talking about sacrifice in a negative way. I'm talking about sacrifice in a sense that it will make you free. It will make you a happier person, a more productive person, a wealthier person, a healthier person. It can help you and support you to reach your dreams. So sacrifice is the underlying factor for every A-grade student. It's when you have an exam in 2 days and part of you wants to hang out with your friends, but the part of your mind that is looking after you, that is looking after your well-being and cares about you, it pushes you to go and study. It knows that if you don't, there will be huge consequences to follow. It knows that if you don't study, you won't get the grades. You have the potential of getting such high grades, but you just won't achieve them. It knows that it could even affect your job prospects once you graduate, and therefore affect your prosperity in the future. As Will Smith says again, self-discipline is self-love. If you want to be happy, you have to love yourself. Therefore, you have to be disciplined and do the right things when they need to be done. It's about looking after yourself. It's about taking care of yourself. The road to sustained happiness is through sacrifice and taking positive action, destroying procrastination, practicing extreme self-discipline. And you will see this for yourself. If you make that decision, if you decide today that you're going to prioritize your studying, that you're going to prioritize the actions that will lead you to reaching your long-term goals, that you're going to practice extreme self-discipline, you'll notice your life will become more streamlined. You will have fewer problems, fewer obstacles. You don't have to worry about an exam approaching because you'll be fully prepared for it anyway. You won't have to worry about exam resits because you won't have any. You'll make yourself proud. You'll make your family proud. You'll be healthier because you prioritize exercise and healthy diet. Your life will be better in almost every way imaginable. And all it takes is self-discipline. Small acts of self-discipline consistently every day. And if you're someone that struggles with self-discipline, believe me, I've been there. I know what you're going through. But I managed to completely transform my studying through university and become exponentially more self-disciplined in just 1 year. And you can click on the video on the screen for one of my newest uploads on my second channel, where I explain 6 powerful ways to become more self-disciplined, specifically for students. And if you learn to master these skills early, how you can still benefit from them years down the line. Even after I graduated, I'm still using these 6 self-discipline hacks, and it's an important video, so I'll see you over there.